Hello traders, who is excited about CPI data tomorrow? The CPI data tomorrow can actually be a make and break of this area. This mother bar may actually break out. We have a IOI setup, so we may still break out to the top. A lot may happen, right? So let us look at all the possibilities that we may see. Let us define some trading plans, and then tomorrow morning we'll revise the trading plan after the CPI data is out, and we'll see how things have changed and if we need to revise our plan and take it from there. If you're liking these training plan sessions, please make sure to like, share and comment on the video, and please subscribe to the channel. So for now, the monthly and the weekly charts ideas remain the same as we had as of yesterday night. We are still bullish. There is nothing bearish about the market yet. We came to the bottom of this channel and we bounced right back up. One interesting thing that happened on the daily chart today is yesterday night we were saying that we have not closed a day above this point, right? Above 68.25, which was the previous high. We did make new highs, but we did not close a day above it. Today we did. So that is a very good sign for the bulls, and maybe we are going to break out of this area and keep going higher. So on the daily chart, if you see this point now, which is the point of the wedge line along with the 50% line, this is almost coinciding with the top of yesterday, or which is the current all-time high at this point, right? So if we get rejected there is a big chance that we get rejected at this trend line or in this 50% line of the channel. If bears are strong and if bulls are not strong enough that they are willing to buy this high. However, this is a wonderful setup. We have a IOI setup, and ideally there will be buyers above this candle. So we will have to wait and see what happens tomorrow morning. On the downside, on the daily chart, again the 40 to 42 area remains of very high importance. If we break that down, our first dump will be to the 23 to 25 area, and then to the 13 area, as we talked in the plan yesterday, in the weekly plan yesterday. Below 13 we will come down to 08 to 05, then maybe 02, and then the next targets will be 9496, 5284 and 5273. So that is how the targets will move on the downside. However, make sure that you still have your mother bar fibs in place. This is not the mother bar fib. Let me bring out the mother bar fib here. This is the mother bar fib. You can take a screenshot of it if you want to, and this is what I go by: my 11% to 21% extensions, and inside the fib area works as trap zones. And if you see 7.3 was right around there today, and that was the target that I was having. If we cross over these areas, the wedge line and the 50% line of the channel, there is a big chance that we will get a measured move up, and that will be in line with what expectations we had on the monthly and the weekly chart, right? So this is the 4-hour chart now, and it is talking the same language that we saw on the daily chart. We have this line from the daily chart on the 4-hour chart now, and this is the wedge which is of interest. It can come up here, do a double top with the all-time high, and then start dumping, or maybe we will go above and start going up. Now on the 4 hours, we do not have a mother bar, but I am really interested to see what happens inside or outside of this range. Let me make it a little bit simpler. Let me get to the regular one. So this is the whole range that we are trading in, right? We are holding the channel line. We have closed at a very good position today on the daily chart, and things look like they want to move or towards the upside direction. However, we need to be aware of these levels, the all-time high. We need to be aware of the wedge. We need to be aware of this 50% line that may start rejecting. So all these areas will have to keep in mind while we are trading tomorrow morning, right? Apart from that, on the downside, again, exactly similar to the daily chart, the 40 to 42 is of prime importance in this chart as well. If that area breaks down, we come down to the 30, the 2325, and as I said earlier, 13, 02, 05 to 08, 02, and subsequently down to 73, right? So if the CPI data is not good tomorrow, and if things are not coherent with the market conditions, we may actually start getting out of this whole zone and fall down maybe a measured move. So if we fall down a measured move level, as we saw yesterday also, this will be the target around the 5271 area or the 5273 area. But we'll have to see how the market moves. The bears have to do a lot of work to break it down here in order to bring the market down to these levels. Now let's move to the hourly chart, and now it is getting really interesting, right? So this is the hourly gap that we have, right? And this is the all-time high. So if we go over that and keep going, we are absolutely fine with it. But what happens if we break down to the downside, right? Now this is the bullish hourly gap that got created today, right in the morning, and we kept going above that. Here is a double bottom area around the 57, so this will be same to the 50% of the daily mother bar. This area, if this breaks down, we can see these levels. Once they are broken down, we can come down to the 5230 levels. This is a major level here from 5230 to 5113, but if it goes inside here, I'm pretty sure we will come down to the bottom of it. Once that gets down, we will have another support at 5306, which is again in coherence with the 5308 to 05 area. Once that breaks down, you will see that the next major support that we have here is the 86 to the 71 area. So this will include our 84 line, our 88 line, as well as the 73 line. Apart from that, we may also find some bulls in this area, which was the previous sideways movement, which is the 5304 to 5296 area. So this was the previous balance zone that we had, and we broke out, so that may act as a major support as well on the hourly chart. If we look here on the upside, again, if we try to look at it, is there a wedge here? I think we saw the wedge yesterday. Yes, we do have the wedge here. However, we have one touch, two touch, if you consider this is the first touch of a bull move, because we had a major dump after that. Otherwise, there's the first touch, second touch, and the third touch will be somewhere here in the 5440, and this again matches up with the weekly analysis that we had. So under no circumstances we are in a bearish mode yet, even on the hourly chart. If you see that it has created a nice triangle here, and now we'll have to wait for the triangle to break out. We'll have to see in what direction the triangle breaks out. Till tomorrow morning, till the CPI data comes out. The overnight session may actually be within this triangle, and then in the morning after 8:30 it will break out. Most of the time the first move is false, right? So it will move in one direction, and then we will have to see if it's holding that direction or it is trying to reverse. In case we gap up 40-50 points right in the CPI data, our RTA chart will start at 40-50 points higher or lower. In that case, in the first couple of hours, I will actually expect a trading range, and then the market will decide whether it wants to close the gap or move on in the same direction as the news bar. One more interesting thing that I am seeing on the hourly chart is we have a head and shoulders pattern, we have an inverted head and shoulders pattern, right? So any of them can break out in any direction after the CPI news is there. So it will be very important for us to keep a measured move idea of this whole range, because once it breaks out, I think this range is going to double on any side, and then we will have to see if we have continuation, or we are going to come back down, or we are going to go back up. So if I say this is the shoulder, this is the head, this is the shoulder again. Similarly, this is the shoulder, this is the head, this is the shoulder again. However, we are very close to the upper neckline, so if we break through that, we may get a measured move, and we may come and touch this line on the top. Similarly, on the downside, if we break this down, we can come down to the below the 30 level. We can come down to the 5300 level. Remember, we have the daily EMA still sitting around the 5300 level, right? I think today it is at 5302. Okay, now let us look at the final piece of the puzzle, which is the intraday RTA chart, right, on the 5 minutes time frame. We already know this is the sell zone here, so we need to get above the all-time high to see if we get a follow through above. This is the current wedge that we have. We have to be careful again if this is getting hit here and it is coming back right after the CPI. So that will be of very importance. This is also similar to the wedge lines that we have on the daily and the 4-hour chart that we saw. On the downside, you will have support again in this area. This is the consolidation area that got created again when we were moving sideways. Let me change the color of this. I will mark this as support here. This is the consolidation area that we have. This will act as a support again if it holds, and it will try to go back up in these areas. On the downside, this 5357, which is actually the 50% line of the mother bar, daily mother bar, that will act as support once again if it wants to come down. Below that, again, the market will try to come down to the 40 to 42 level. After the 40 to 42 level, the next target will be around 5330, and below 30, this is the next buy zone that we have, which is between 18 and 07. So this is a complete buy zone. However, I would say that I would like to see bulls somewhere around the 5310 area, because this is, if you look at this here, this is another balance zone that we have right here, correct? So I would like to see bulls come up from this balance zone area. If this gives up, then we will come down to the next zone, which is at 5296286, this 10-point area on the RTH chart, failing which we see that we are coming back to that 73 line, 73 to 70. If this area fails, we are coming down to the 40 areas. So this is the 46 line. 5 to 40 can be a very good point of support, which is here. If we actually decide to dump, touching this 5240 level will be pretty easy for bears, but they will have to do a lot of work. They'll have to come down through a lot of support areas, and again, this is the next support zone. However, if you see, we do have another balance zone here, right? So these areas will be strong areas of support again, and if it gives up, I do not know whether the market wants to drop 100 points, 150 points tomorrow, but then finally we will get to this 5311 to 5211 to 5205 levels below all these things. And if this area breaks down, we will see a real dump, maybe another 50-60 points below, and that may not happen immediately, but subsequently, if we are closing somewhere here after CPI and PPI, we have a lot more area to cover, especially considering that we do have a very big bull gap in this area, right? So I will finish the session with that. I will meet you guys again at 8:45 a.m. in the morning tomorrow, right after the CPI data is done and 15-minute candle is over after that, and we will see how the plan is holding, whatever we decided, whatever levels we decided, where the plan is holding, and then we find out the probabilistic paths that the price can take, and we will play according to the plan throughout the day, right? So that's it for me for now for today, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.